morning everyone, Sarah here at Three Little Potters, and I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I am going to be comparing Amaco's Honey Flux to two mixed glazes, Lynette Opal and also Honey Clear. I think that these glazes are sort of variations on that same sort of base glaze. Obviously, we don't know what's in Honey Flux, but my guess is that it's a Rutile Flux glaze. And so we're going to compare it to two other ones. So since I would consider Honey Flux, Lynette Opal, and Honey Clear to be modifier glazes, I am going to go ahead and pick cover glazes. So each one of these sets of three, I'm going to do one in the Honey Flux, Honey Clear, and Lynette Opal, and then I'm going to put a modifier over it. So the modifiers I'm going to use are going to be Amaco's Textured Turquoise, Ancient Jasper, Firebrick Red, and I'm also going to use Mako's Raspberry Mist, as well as a Spectrum Glazed Textured Kiwi. Hoping in this experiment it will show how close these three glazes are to each other formula-wise, but also sort of how long it takes and the cost breakdown. So we'll look at the cost of the Honey Flux, and then we'll look at the cost to mix these glazes yourself to see what the savings looks like. So my sort of theory in going into this is probably that the Honey Flux glaze is going to look the best, possibly behave the best, but that the other two will be cheaper, and it's going to be a question mark of whether the results make the extra time of application worth going with the Honey Flux glaze. I have some hope that once I get dipping and brushing here that these are going to look different enough that I can keep them straight. But based on the color, that's Lynette Opal we're looking at, Honey Flux, and Honey Clear. They are all very similar, so this may be a little tricky to keep organized. All right, one from each group is going in Lynette Opal. Did I not have that bottom waxed? I thought it was waxed. It's okay. I haven't used this particular container of Lynette Opal in a while, and I mixed it up with my immersion blender, but I see, look at this, there must have been a crystal of something somewhere in the middle there, so I'm going to let that dry just a little bit more, and then I'll pull that out. Okay, next up we're dipping Honey Clear. The specific gravity of each of these glazes is mixed to be about 150 if you're trying to get yours to be exactly like mine. Now, while those other ones took about 1 minute to dip 5, this is likely going to take us much longer. Now, if I was doing this in production and I really love this Honey Flux glaze, then I would probably pour the inside with something else, possibly my white liner glaze, so that I wouldn't be taking as long to coat all of these. What I've seen on the Amaco Facebook glaze group, it looks like Honey Flux by itself is fairly stable, but once you put anything over it, that top glaze is going to run quite a good deal. So I need to make sure though that I've got good coats on that bottom section where I'm not going to put another glaze so that it doesn't look bare like what happened to us when we did the Honeydew Flux. Not going super thick with this last coat. And I'm trying not to hit that intersection right there. I don't want the glaze to get too thick on that little part where the handle meets the cup, because sometimes your glaze will bubble if it ends up having like the equivalent of 6 coats right in this, where it kind of all pools together. So I'm back. These have had a little while to dry, mostly because I needed to go to the grocery store. So I am going to do the mugs with textured turquoise because I think that's going to be the best combo out of the 5. And I think I'll definitely go 2 or 3 coats on the inside of this because I think it's going to be a wow combo. Although maybe it won't be. I wish the glazes would be the right color. Like, I wish I could open a red glaze and it would look red. I guess you can get that with stroking coat, but I had a customer last year that I did a custom order for. And if you know me, I never do custom orders, but I did this one custom order because it sounded like a project that I really wanted to do. He was basically asking me for sake cups, and he wanted them like all different random. So they have a thing at their restaurant where they let the customer pick out their sake cup to drink out of. And I loved this idea. And I loved that they didn't have to all be the same and that they could just be different and fun. So that is the custom order that I took. And he recently contacted me and said that he would like some more sake cups and that mine have been some of the favorites that are been picked. So I get to do another order of those. And I've been thinking, he said bright glazes though. So I don't know that any of these are going to be bright enough, but that's going to be sort of a fun project for us to do this month. So textured kiwi fruit. So how do spectrum glazes play with these other glazes? That will be good to know. You watch the little pinhole and crawl and I'll be sad. I feel like you YouTube fans are my coworkers right now. We're working on these projects together. It's one of those things where I wish I could delegate delegate some tasks to somebody else, but there's just me here. So I keep doing the tasks. All right, textured kiwi. Raspberry mist. Okay, here we go. 1 coat on all of these. Look at how organized I am, guys. All right, those are all ready to go in the kiln. The tests are out of the kiln and there are some surprises. I was definitely surprised when I was pulling these out. One of the biggest ones was just how different the base glazes really look. This is Amaco's Honey Flux with the textured kiwi. And I have never seen any red come out of that glaze. I almost at first thought that it was deep fire brick. It is, you can still see a few of the green dots, but it definitely is not really a green looking glaze anymore. This is the textured kiwi over Lynette Opal. And again, this was a surprise to me because I was expecting the Lynette Opal to be a little bit more variegated and have a little bit more going on with it. And it really just is acting like a clear glaze. Here is the textured kiwi over honey clear. These are the 3 bowls that were ancient jasper as a cover. So this is the honey flux, And I would say too, I'm feeling a little bit of roughness on the rim. This is the Ancient Jasper over Lynette Opal. And this is the Ancient Jasper over Honey Clear. The Honey Clear does do some interesting things with this glaze. I think that looks really pretty. A little bit of metallic and a little bit of matte in the center there. These are my tests with the Firebrick Red. Firebrick Red over the Honey Flux. Honey Clear. And then Lynette Opal almost just acting like a clear glaze against that. The Honey Flux really brings out the variation in the Raspberry Mist by Amaco. So I did get a little bit of a run on this one. But, you know, I think that's probably just my error more than anything else. The Raspberry Mist over Honey Clear. And the Raspberry Mist over the Lynette. Textured Turquoise and Honey Flux here. Textured Turquoise with Lynette Opal. And Textured Turquoise with Honey Clear. I am really liking this sort of white dark edging that it does when it comes in contact with that glaze. I do notice a little bit of crazing right here. So I think the Textured Turquoise is perhaps a little bit high of an expansion for this lower expansion Honey Clear. So definitely some of my biggest surprises in here were just how very different the results were. I was really expecting them to all look quite a bit the same, and I was definitely surprised at how different they all are. So the other big surprise for me when I opened up the kiln were these two cups. So I had always read online, or at least I'd read in a few places online, that Honey Clear was a very similar glaze to Honey Flux. And I would say it's a lot more similar to Amaco's Golden Honey. So these are both Textured Turquoise over Honey Clear, and this is it over Amaco's Golden Honey. So I would say there's far more similarities between Honey Clear and Golden Honey than Honey Clear and Honey Flux. So I really, compared to Honey Flux, they're definitely not at all similar. For the price breakdown, I have gone through these recipes and I have calculated the price of the recipes based on if you were mixing the same amount of glaze that is in the Amaco container. So this is, you know, a 16-ounce container converted to milliliters, which is something like 453.6 milliliters. So there's a little bit of complicated conversion math involved, but I have already done the math for you, and we can look at the different recipes and how that came out. You know, you're first looking at the Honey Clear recipe, and you will see right off the bat that the ingredient in Honey Clear that was so expensive with the spodumene, and that is because it has some lithium in it, it's very prone to market fluctuations. That made that glaze really expensive to mix. So, you know, $17.30 for the Honey Flux that I bought. The Honey Clear that I mixed cost me $13 for a, you know, relatively small amount of glaze if you're mixing. The Lynette Opal is a lot better deal. If we pop that up on the screen, you'll notice that the only really expensive ingredient in the Lynette Opal is the rutile, which is coming in at a little bit pricey at $3 and something. You know, the rutile, you can also buy dark rutile for much less money. I calculated this off of a higher grade light rutile. So That's the rutile that I prefer in my glaze recipes. But you could have cut a little bit of cost there as well and probably gotten the Lynette Opal down to that $5 range, which is a really good deal too. So I do think it's worth buying Honey Flux. The amount of time it took to apply the glaze will limit me in how much I would actually use it in production. But here and there, I think it's a really unique glaze. And where did it go here? This one with the fire brick. I'd love to see that in a bowl. And here, really a mixed review from me. Do I think that Honey Flux is worth the money? Yes. Will I buy Honey Flux again? Yes. Do I think that Honey Clear is different enough to keep mixing, even though it's only a small cost savings? Yes, I do think that. I think, Lynette Opal, we're seeing the difference between the specific gravity being really watered down here. And this glaze, when it's thicker, would have shown a lot more variation with the cover glazes because it would have more of a concentration of that rutile in it. So I think this wasn't a fair test for Lynette Opal. So I will go ahead in the future and hopefully make a video about Lynette Opal and, maybe do a wider test on that. I know the author of the glaze has reformulated that, so I can do a comparison test with that and see how the old Lynette Opal recipe compares to the new recipe, and just some different glazes with that. What do you guys think? Was Honey Flux the clear winner for you as well? And would you consider mixing any of these other ones? I'd love to know. Leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.